Hello everybody, welcome to this session on why preparing your data is a central part of your move to S4HANA. My name is Graham Mead and I'll be one of your presenters today. I'll also be handing over to Attila Laxi who will go into a little bit more detail on some of the projects that we've done. So a little bit about Proceed. I'm actually going to lead this into a video, but the real highlights from the perspective of what we do. We're SAP experts in archiving, decommissioning, content management of enterprise systems. So we've got 21 years worth of experience in this area, pretty much since the invention of archiving in SAP. We've engaged with 700 plus customers worldwide, and we have about 95 employees in the organisation, and we're a SAP expert team, as it were.
In a world of data overload, effective data management is vital for enterprises to embrace full digital transformation. But most enterprises have struggled to reap the rewards of uncovering game-changing opportunities due to the sheer volume of data. Organizations face mountains of technical debt and hidden risks. As a result, customers' experience suffers, innovation is slow, and processes take longer than they should. Meet Proceed Group, the company that's changing the SAP data management landscape. We've worked with over 650 of the biggest brands all over the globe to help streamline their data, accelerate migration, reduce costs, meet compliance requirements, and optimize system performance. Underpinning these success stories are our people, processes, and products. We are leading experts in SAP archiving, decommissioning, and content management services, supporting our customers with their SAP data management objectives. Our revolutionary products accelerate digital transformation. Proceed Seller enables businesses to decommission multiple SAP and non-SAP legacy systems while retaining full access to their data. Proceed Right-Sizer enables SAP customers to optimize their data volume in preparation for migration to SAP HANA. Proven to our customers and validated by our partners. Learn more how Proceed can help transform your enterprise with effective data management.
How we drive success. The three key areas of how we drive this is people, process, and products. We're not just a technical organisation, we also have a deep understanding of our customers' business domain. We have more SAP ILM consultants than any other entity in the world, including SAP. We are the experts in this area. Process. We have 20 years plus working within this space, so we know what we're doing. We've worked in all sectors across the world, which we would have covered in the video, and resulting in a tried and tested process of how we deliver the successful projects and value to our customers. Products. Obviously, over these years, we've developed a number of state-of-the-art products to help with the process of introducing data management and SAP archiving, etc. These products are to help optimize archiving, decommissioning, content management, and enhances the process, and it makes it more efficient in projects and the ongoing activities and management going forward. So how we help our customers. This slide is a representation of the areas of where the customers would engage with Proceed and what we use to fulfill those requirements. So the key areas on the left: moving to S4HANA or Business Suite on HANA, divestment of a subsidiary, i.e. they need to chop up a system, complying to new regulations within the data space, moving to a hyperscaler platform, i.e. a migration from on-prem to off-prem, implementing digital transformation, mergers and acquisitions, and system performance issues. All these scenarios is areas where Proceed can help. And how do we help? So the services that we provide are SAP archiving, so removing data from your systems and move them into an archive. System decommissioning of old legacy systems into one of our products, which I'll mention in a moment, and content management, which actually is where do you put the data when you've either archived it or decommissioned it, etc. So how do we do this? We have a number of support services. We have Proceed Archiving Service, where we take over and manage your data management from within your SAP system. We have Data Protection Services, which helps you with your regulation or data regulation. And then we have a number of products. We have Proceed Seller, which is our primary product that we use for system decommissioning of old legacy systems, both SAP and non-SAP. And we have Proceed Right Size, which is our key tool for any organization, specifically around the move to S/4HANA or Business Suite on HANA, or migrating to a hyperscaler. And what this tool does, it helps us understand in detail with regards to what data can be deleted, what data can be archived, and how large the system will be prior to you moving to your new either hyperscale platform or your S/4HANA system. So it's a very useful tool to help you on that journey. So now I'm going to hand you over to Attila, who will talk to you in a bit more detail about these scenarios and how we can help.
Thank you very much, Graham. What I brought you actually is the list of 3 essential scenarios where we use data management as a practical solution for our customers. I marked them number 1, 2, and 3. As you see, first one is the data archiving scenario, where we actually, as you prior introduced, we manage the data volume, and where we mostly are focusing on the ROI use case to practically reduce the cost of ownership. And here we are actually focusing on what we can put to an archive storage from the live system to shrink the system size and also reduce the maintenance cost, and of course increase the quality of the database and of course gain performance advantages. In the second scenario, we're focusing more of the compliance with the tax and legal restrictions, and also we are putting an end of the life marker for each of the business data that practically makes sure that the companies can delete the data at the time of data being due for either legal or taxing requirements. This is also the capability we actually leverage when we make a company compliant to the GDPR or for any other data privacy regulations. The third use case, why actually data management is essential, is the nowadays trend of moving to new platforms such as S/4HANA, or for a cloud solution or into a hyperscaler. But this has always been the case even in prior migrations to HANA or prior to ECC 6 or 7 versions of SAP, that the reduced size of the database also comes with the chance of acceleration and of course the fact that some of the system pieces and parts are left behind as a leftover. These legacy systems are otherwise actually known as leftover systems, are consolidated with the use of data management into a decommissioning warehouse, which practically means that you don't need to run and maintain those systems any longer for the sake of reporting, but you can just extract all the data and just run a common warehouse where you can practically access all the data without the cost of running your legacy systems and having them available. On the next slide, I will dive into each of these use cases just very fast and show you how actually it makes sense and and why it is essential to actually use archiving and data management practices to gain benefits out of it. For data archiving scenarios, as you see, we have applied in various industries during Proceed's career, and we have supported clients from all of the industries and from all across the globe with the mostly similar results of 40 to 60% saving potential, which means with the practices of avoidance, archiving, and of course, deletion of data that is no longer necessary for technical operations of the system, we achieved a brief 40 to 60% saving on the actual system size, which is a significant saving when it comes to a system landscape with development, quality, and production system, where in all of these systems, you actually reduce the operational effort and as well as the hardware cost and the maintenance cost, downtimes for backups and all the maintenance with a significant share, because the database size is actually half or less than the half as it used to be. That is my first example with Maple Leaf Foods, where actually in this industry, we've been introducing archiving with the same success of cutting down the database size and the system size to a brief half. That enabled the system owners to reduce the maintenance cost with a good 1/3, which was actually practically putting less workload on the maintenance team, who was working with data cleansing, working with backups, working with actual operations to make the database well performing for the business users. This was much easier. This was much less significant effort for the customer IT team to achieve due to the half size of the database. And also, we actually, in this case, implemented SAP ILM and SAP IQ for a good performing access for the archive data, because we think that the company should benefit of the historical data that they have and not look at that data at the cost of the present data. So with this data cost reduction, they could still keep their historical data reporting. They could still keep, obviously, their access to the old data, looking at the SAP ILM and SAP IQ concept, but they could reduce significantly the cost of ownership using the archiving and data management tools. So here in the next case study, in the public sector, we actually, what I'm trying to refer is rather the processes, as Graham very well introduced. That is one of the cornerstone of our strategy, is to, beside the value, also make sure we implement the right practices for each of the corporation. So in this use case, where we also prepare the customer for moving to the S/4HANA, we actually put a lot of attention to implement retention rule and automatic archiving, which means we implemented a good process with a minimum effort for the corporate IT team to maintain, to achieve compliance with retention rules, compliance with the tax and audit requirements. But also, our main achievement in this project was to understand the client processes deep enough so we can enhance the processes. We had a lot of knowledge sharing sessions with the client, and at the end, we left the client with the very stable IT team, with a very up-to-date knowledge of how to run and operate the ILM and SAP archiving data management sources. And this project was built in a complete understanding in the client needs, which is also one of our focus areas, as Graham mentioned, with the people and integration for the corporate processes. On the next slide, I actually would like to bring up the third use case, which I brought you, which is the system decommissioning scenario, which comes also from the ROI motivation. As you see on my deck, running of a system, of an SAP system, even on a low scale with low reporting needs. If you look at the bottom right side of my deck, there is a summary of cost peaking at about $70,000 per year, or nearly $80,000 per year for a system where reporting needs are low. That goes up to over 300K a year in a dollar value to run a system landscape with high reporting needs, of course, in a well-performing platform. This is the amount of cost you have as a saving potential when you're looking for avoiding the maintenance cost for a system which you can decommission. And systems you can decommission are legacy systems for prior project, legacy systems where, for instance, from a business acquisition, you have an incoming system as a heritage system, or as well as a nowadays common scenario for an S4 transition, where you move some part of your data for a new system or into the cloud, and you leave your on-premise system to actually a decommissioning legacy system scenario. On the next slide, if you go, please, then I brought an example here for GSK, which is a leading pharma industry corporation, where in the prior year's project, they actually moved to a new solution in the SAP world. and therefore they had 19 SAP systems to decommission and consolidate, and over 50 non-SAP systems that they also wanted to extract data from and put into a retention warehouse where they can access the data without the need of maintaining and running their prior SAP or non-SAP systems. As part of this project, you see on the right side of the deck, the total cost of actual ownership was above a good 5 million British pounds per year, which they saved with decommissioning those systems, extracting all the data into the retention warehouse. And in those retention warehouses, they fine-tuned together with Proceed the accesses to the data so they could gain a convenient access to the reporting. They could comply with all the taxing and also with the audit regulations, while they actually have a cost saving of 300K nearly per year of SAP systems and 100K per year for non-SAP systems, just by not running those systems, but having the data extracted and available in the retention warehouse. So these are the use cases I wanted to just quickly list, where archiving and data management could be essential. And I wanted to point out some of the values where I think are actually crucial to get gain for the customer cases. Then thank you very much and see you next time.